the difference between augmented reality, virtual reality, and mixed reality. It is a range of experiences. On one hand, we have virtual reality, which is a total immersive experience where you put on a headset and you are disconnected from your environment. Everything you see and interact is a 3D generated object. And on the other hand, for augmented reality, you have a connection to your environment, like in HoloLens, and you have some extra information, maybe 3D or maybe audio information that's available to you, which is augmenting your reality. Also, we have mobile phone applications like Pokemon Go. You are looking through the glass of your phone and you're able to find 3D objects in the real world. And this whole range of experiences we call mixed reality. And short, it's called XR.
Hello. So thank you all for waiting. So our next session will be titled "The Future of Africa in the Metaverse." All right. So we'll be having Daniel from Ethiopia and also a couple of my friends, amazing people from Botswana. So I'll be adding Daniel to the stream. Daniel, can you hear me? Hello, Daniel. Oh. Okay. So next up is Tibogo and Mr. Kozo. Hi, guys.
Hey, Ibrahim. How's it going?
Am I the only one that is using video here? Please turn on your video.
No, unfortunately, I don't know what's up with my laptop. I've been struggling for like half an hour to get connection. I'm pretty bummed out right now.
Your audio is fine. We can do with that. Right. So nice to see each and every one of you. Super excited about our session. Right. So we'll be talking about the future of Africa in the metaverse, and I'll allow you guys to introduce yourselves, starting with Daniel. Daniel, got you. Can you introduce yourself? Your mic.
Sorry. Can you hear me, Arme?
Loud and clear.
Awesome. Thanks for inviting me. And my name is Daniel, and I'm the founder of Guzo Technologies. It's a company based in Ethiopia that focus on VR. I think in general we can say XR, and we do mostly for the historical heritage and arts and also different cultures of Africa in general. So we try to digitalize all those historical heritage and just gamify them and bring them to life or to the metaverse, I think, for today's topic. That's what we do.
Great. Nice work you're doing, Daniel. I've been a huge fan of what you guys are doing with XR for heritage in Ethiopia, and I can't wait for the entire world to see your amazing demo and the experiences you have achieved so far. Let me introduce you all to Teddy. We just connected day before yesterday, and it's as if we have been friends for how many years? Debbie, could you introduce yourself? Yeah, Debbie, sorry. Could you introduce yourself? Can you hear me? Bella, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Great. I think Tebogo is having network issues also. Could you introduce yourself?
All right. Thank you so much for this platform, Ibrahim. My name is Ndogozo Vela. I'm from Zimbabwe, based in Botswana, and a co-founder of Infinity VR. And what we do here is we create immersive stories. We transport our people and culture through time wherever they want to go.
Amazing work, I must say.
Yeah.
So before we start, I would love each and every one of us to share a brief experience about our journey, right? So Daniel, how has it been so far with XR, and how did all this start for you?
It's a long story. Okay.
Make it short.
Let's say uh, the first reason I think for us to join this technology is especially in keeping the historical heritage of Africa is most wars and this kind of natural disasters are highly affecting places like different countries like in Europe or in maybe in the Middle East. We've seen different terrorists attack those historical heritage. So we feel like we are missing something. There is this technology, and I think using it for something good and keeping those histories for the future generations through XR will be the next or the future way of presenting those historical places. So that's I think the reason why we just started by making really simple virtual tour-based websites. And my background is also in computer science, and I remember like working on similar projects in virtual tour for my campus. So new graduates, new students that will be coming to the university can find the compound easily, and they will be familiarize themselves with different places. So those were like the the first things that took us to this technology. But I feel personally, even before Facebook announced the metaverse and everything, we have seen different movies and those virtual worlds. So I think we can bring most African heritage into this kind of virtual worlds, and that easily we will be a fit on the maybe in the big market, especially you can say it in NFTs. So I think that that's like the future we've seen, so that we keep developing different projects and also provide different services to companies which are located abroad and locally. So I think this is like the starting point. But the reason why we chose the historical heritage is, especially if you come to in Ethiopia, there are really number of places which are not even visited by the local people. So they are not even that much known. And we want to bring those amazing stories to the world in a way everybody could understand and experience it as they are physically going to that place and visit. So that's the whole point behind um, our background in XR.
Amazing journey, I must say. And your story is really, really amazing. Like how you guys are focusing on using XR for good, right? XR for impact, which is also very important.
Yeah.
Vela, right? Vela, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
So tell us your story. How did this journey begin for you with XR?
I was actually in class, by the way. There we go. I was actually in class, and I'm studying real estate. And at that point, that was around 2019. And we're kind of, conceptualizing on what would be a disruptive technology in the real estate market. And we got to think, and eventually, I started doing a bit of research and found this immersive media concept. And we have been trying to drive at it. And about in May, we received a rare opportunity from one of the investment liaison office here in Botswana to sort of immerse the viewers of the Delta, of the Global Expo in Dubai, to immerse them in the Delta experience. And so that's pretty much where our journey has began. And so far, we've been servicing mining companies, we've been servicing communities, and yeah, the journey has been really a wave, this far, and I'll allow Tebi, now that she's in the room, to sort of also tell her story. Welcome, Tebi.
Yeah,
Finally, good to.
welcome. Yeah, Debbie. So could you introduce yourself so our
Hi,
audience
sorry
can,
guys.
can
It
hear
just
you?
yeah. I now the dog is barking, so
It's fine. It's fine.
virtual
We are used to
meetings
it.
happen like that. You get surprises. We're literally looking forward to this with NT, and then all of a sudden my network just boom, and my puppy decided to bark. Hi everyone. Sorry guys. Yes, we started this business this year. And I think because of the lockdown last year, professionally, I'm an interior architect. I run an interior design company, and we work with clients they are looking at, sometimes they want to understand their business through, spaces. You need to move around that space. So it's one of those things that we felt we could actually do, and we partnered with NT, and it has been a very interesting and exciting journey for us, especially that it's something new for the country.
Sorry, Debbie. I think your network is having
Yeah,
some.
we're kind of losing the year a little bit.
Yeah, Debbie. Debbie, sorry, can you do without your video? That will help. Okay, so you can do without your video. It will help definitely. So Daniel, so we know you guys won the a grant from Unreal Engine, right? And I know that has so far boosted you guys to work on some amazing projects. So could you share with the audience how you guys were able to win that grant and what you have so far achieved with the funds you received?
That's a good question, Arome. I think these days after the grant announcement, the most asked question to Google Technologies is how we won those amazing grants. I can start from the lockdown. That's where things go down, especially for our company, because it's been like it was 6 months after the establishment of the startup when the pandemic enters like the whole world and makes things horrible. So it's really hard for us to do a lot of projects with our plan because most contracts were cancelled and as you know, governments and all other institutions were focusing on their own stuff, especially things that relate to the pandemic response. So we've been like looking for different partners and grants, and since we are also using Unreal Engine as our main uh, uh, engine to create this kind of experience, we uh, regularly check their website and all those announcements, and we've seen different winners even before we apply and we know about the $100 million grant opportunities for different creators. So let's say we we just try, and if things go down as other projects or other proposals, it's okay, but let's at least try. That's how we discuss with our team, and there is a website provided, Unreal Engine's website, and you just feel not more than like 15 questions, which are really simple. They just want to understand the idea behind the project and how you are committed enough to bring those things into reality. So we've been prototyping different things and experimented with a lot of projects, which exclusively shared to their team, so that the committee will see it and judge if this team is capable enough to get that grant. So we applied and it took 6 months to get the final approval. In the meantime, I had a chance to meet the head of the Mega Grants program. He's the director and he wanna see how we are progressing. That's where I just present what we are capable of and what we've been doing for the past few months. And he was so excited. He also admired how we come up with that kind of ideas under all this kind of messy situation. So yeah, the decision is made by an anonymous committee. That's what I know. So nobody knows who's gonna win and when we will win. We just keep waiting. And I remember exactly in a year, last year around Christmas, we get on Christmas Day, by the way. That day was an Ethiopian Christmas, and we got this email from Epic Games that we won the Epic grants. Even they gave us like what we asked. So that's also one achievement. They didn't like this took some discount or did minimize the amount. So they gave us that. But as of the projects that we are planning, it will be a huge investment. So what we announced was instead of doing one simple project that we propose, let's make it like 4 projects. Since Ethiopia is it has different regions and nations, nationalities, we want to just give this opportunity to those different entities. So we announced 4 projects. We released 2 of them. Maybe I can show you the trailers later on so that it will tease the people and everybody can check it out. And we are about to launch the third one, maybe mid December this month. That's the plan. And the first one, unfortunately, we are also some kind of civil war. It's hard to move from one place to another place, so that's why we took that much time. But I think looking for this kind of grant opportunities will help different indie creators and startups in Africa, especially to boost their projects and accelerate their deliverables to the community. Because one thing that I know in Africa is there are really capable and talented individuals, but the financing is terrible. So nobody trusts you. I mean, we got a lot of appreciations. Everybody will admire your project, even the investors, but they don't invest. I mean, that's the problem here in Africa. We want to convince them, and we just told them to the Epic Games, this is not an investment. That's what they say. This is not an investment. It's dedicated to the project that you are contributing. So, yeah, this project will help us to come up with based visibility, especially to the investors, so that they will be convinced. So that announcement, just forget about the money, but that title, when Google Technologies won that award, everybody will be were like motivated and they were contacting. So selectively, we brought a few people to our studio and show them the whole experience, which is it requires green screen and all those things. So I think we are doing our best and waiting for the second grant.
Amazing. Well done. I love how you guys were persistent, even if it looks like it was scary to apply. But you give it a shot. If it's a yes, fine. If it's a no, we move. Right? Just as you say in Nigeria, we move. So everybody out there, just give it a shot. Yeah.
So
Yeah, give it a shot. Yeah, who knows what might happen. Tabby, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Great. Sorry about your network.
Oh gosh, why is it embarrassing me last day? Yeah.
No, it's fine. It's fine. So I know you guys are doing some great work with XR in Botswana. Though we don't see Botswana usually on the map, like the XR map in Africa, as a space doing great stuff, right? So how are you guys? What are you guys? What are your roadmaps to boost the XR community in Botswana and make the world know that you guys are really doing great stuff in that space?
I think for us, it's about education, to have a buy-in for our community, because this is something new for Africa, for Botswana. So we're starting to slowly introducing the idea for them to have a buy-in and say, what can we do in terms of cultural tourism? We have rich culture, we've got beautiful people, we've got the landscape, everything is so beautiful. How can you create your own avatar through your cultural tourism, and also to educate the kids? Kids are amazing. And by the way, Africa has got the youngest population. So why can't we start with the kids, youth, students who are at the universities? When you're talking metaverse, you're thinking, if you're talking to somebody who's older, they can't imagine this. And I think we should start with the kids. Yeah.
I love
I
your
don't know if you
focus.
can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you. I love your focus on education and orientation. Is very, very important. A lot of people are crazy about XR in Africa, but they don't know how to start. They don't know where to go to learn, right? And we also need to have localized learning platforms and learning materials that are tailored towards the African space. So it will be easy to have a lot of people jump into XR the right way. So Vela, back to you. I know you guys have done some projects using XR and also 360 VR, right?
Yes.
And from your own perspective, how do you feel organizations and, if possible, government agencies can adopt XR for art and also heritage digitization?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. One of the other things that we are continuously challenging our governments is to say you need to be able to create an ecosystem to allow us to be able to create a metaverse. What is the digital penetration in our economy? How are you opening up the bandwidth to public schools, to private schools? These are some of the conversations that we're trying to engage in corporates to say, guys, we are in the next 5 to 10 years, we need to be embracing these global trends. Right now, the metaverse, as Facebook announced, will be a virtual world. And one of the things that we are doing currently, because it's been new, and for the first time, we've been able to get traction in the corporate world, in them understanding what VR and XR is about. We're trying to continuously educate. We are continuously having meetings on a daily basis to try and like Tebi said, focus on teaching them. It starts with the kids. We want to educate the kids in the way that they need to be prepared. They with metaverse, you're looking at blockchain, you're looking at cloud computing, you're looking at data center servers, you're looking at IT, technology, connectivity. So those are our stakeholder engagements, such that we are able to create an ecosystem to allow such innovation to take place. So we are continuously engaging with corporates, educating them on the benefits of VR, giving them these experiences. I mean, BITC hadn't done a VR experience, but they allowed us to do, work for them, and they showcased it at Dubai Expo. And one of the feedback we got was there was a couple that went into the expo and to the booth, and they experienced the VR experience of the Okavango Delta, which is one of the heritage sites of Africa. And it became a scene. They had never been blown away by this marvel, and they started doing a dance. And hopefully, I'll be able to share with you. But it was just something that for them it felt like, wow, this is amazing. This is what Africa is about. So we are trying to break those barriers so that people understand that Africa is a crown jewel for what we are having. For XR and VR and everything. We are an innovative continent, and we need to start breaking those walls down and owning our space and owning our identity as Africans.
Sure, sure. I can totally relate with you. Africa is super beautiful. Africa is amazing, and I believe this is another opportunity for us to use a technology that can immerse people in virtual spaces to
Yeah.
showcase the amazing scenery, the amazing environment we have here in Africa. So I'll allow you guys to showcase some experiences you have developed so far. So Daniel, if you could load up your own experience. So, Teddy, can you hear me? Uh, okay. Somebody dropped a feedback. He said, from Prince, he said, let's create a WhatsApp group and mobilize because that's how we can move forward. So, Prince, moving forward is not just having a WhatsApp group, right? A WhatsApp group cannot contain the entire XR creatives in Africa. What we just need to do, I believe, is to create our own content, create our own African-based content, and see how we can collaborate and partner with each other. Like collaboration and partnership is some of the hindrances we have here in Africa. We need to collaborate as one continent. I have Daniel in Ethiopia that is doing amazing stuff with XR. I have amazing friends in Kenya and South Africa. We can all collaborate and do stuff that will really showcase what we have here on the continent. Are you ready to showcase your stuff? Daniel, is your presentation ready?
I prepared the videos
Okay,
and
so,
maybe I will explain a few things. How much, for
you
how
have
long should I?
3 minutes, 3 minutes max.
3 minutes, okay.
So let me know when you're ready. Let me add it to the stream.
Sure. I think my screen is now shared. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can. You can.
Perfect. So I think let me just play this first 2 minutes video and say something because it has all the videos, all the projects that we've made. And I will just say a few things. Technology company, it's amazing. So you're from Ethiopia, Addis Ababa, representing a startup company called Kuzo Technologies. Hi, Rami. I think this will explain a lot.
Yeah.
We have made different projects in live virtual production, mixed reality, virtual reality, extended reality. I think those different projects, it's hard to show all at the same time, but having this trailer will give more of the projects. Maybe people can go and check the videos and specifically to each and every project. But one thing just to say is we do photogrammetry heavily for taking the 3D scanning of the actual statues, historical heritage sites. That's how we bring them to life, especially to the virtual reality world. And I think it's good to mention the tools as well. We use reality capture. It's also one of the best photogrammetry tool which is in the world, and this is what we have used even for most of our projects. Even you can see it on my back. There is Tia. This is one of the UNESCO inscribed sites. There are actually around 41 kind of different statues in the same place. So we use that kind of power to just bring into life using Unreal Engine, because that's a real-time engine we use. And one of the services is that we sell is virtual productions. We have a studio. I think you have seen 3 different videos on the first trailer, but I think we have done a lot of projects this year after we made the trailer. So that is also one good use case of XR. Thanks to the Lion King movie, I think we've discussed this last year. It shows us the way to bring those physical techniques, the camera techniques, and all those professional skills into a virtual world and bring really awesome experience. So that's how we use. I think that's the most projects we've made so far after maybe the grant, we can say. And finally, the mixed reality, and also some of the extended reality products that we experimented. I think you have seen a guy riding a bike. So that's actually an ordinary bike. We just added few components which are open source that can be connected to Unreal Engine using serial communication. I think if you know Arduino or any IoT hardware, it's easier to work on a serial-based communication. So that's how we communicate or interface to Unreal Engine, and people can experience virtual worlds with a bike. So you can ride in a virtual space wearing some kind of VR headset. So we want to make not only the virtual contents, but also few hardwares that we are capable of creating, designing from Africa. So we have a couple of projects to be announced this year, especially after 2022, after January, the coming months. So yeah, those are the major projects we've been doing.
Well done, well done. I love how you guys are working around the arts, culture, and heritage space. It's a lot of work, right? A lot of work to digitize the amazing content on the African continent, but it's a step at a time. Even for us here in Nigeria, we still have a lot of challenges to overcome to sensitize and enlighten people about the need to really treasure our past, right? So to create experiences for the future, our future children, to have the opportunity to envision or visualize what we have currently. Bella, are you able to share?
Yes, boss.
Great. Just share your screen and you can see it.
Can you see my screen?
There's no better way
Yes, we
to
can. We
craft
can.
smoothness of
So you can see the beautiful
than
streams
flying
there.
over it in a light helicopter. We are currently flying over the Kwai River in the northern region of the Moremi Game Reserve. The river is
These are some of the streams that feed into, the delta. As you can see, I'm in the background there.
This is Africa's most exclusive safari destination with over 60 lodges, with some only accessible by air. The locals here call it Fofo, in English, flying in the air. The Kwai community who live here, an inspirational example of local community who live in peaceful harmony with wildlife. Music and dance is a huge part of all of Botswana's culture. We are always happy to welcome guests at Kwai Expeditions Camp. Early mornings here are always magical. It's an amazing feeling to be in such an untouched, biodiverse place. Breathing in the fresh air as the sun hits your face with the Dumela Rara. That's good morning in Setswana. Being on a safari is the main activity out here, with all sorts of wild animals to keep the nature lovers and photographers entertained for hours. If you're not careful, you could miss something rather obvious. Psst, just look behind you. There are over 500 species of birds to be spotted across a massive 1,500 square kilometers with an estimated 260,000 mammals that call this place home. Botswana has the world's largest population of elephants, around 130,000. You are always likely to bump into something fascinating at Moremi Game Reserve. These are juvenile giraffes. Oh no, we've spooked them away. Let's leave them alone. Don't worry, just stay still. He's friendly. We are proud of the work that we've done to conserve our natural environment. This is one of the most iconic natural areas on the planet and is listed as the 1000th UNESCO World Heritage Site. This wetland landscape is woven together with great intricacy. It is a vast network of rivers, streams, and channels, mostly carved out with hippo trails over thousands of years. Enjoying the ride? Discover the watery heart of this majestic landscape by exploring the intricate network of winding channels and classy lagoons with a boat cruise safari. The unique perspective of the boat offers great sightings of animals and the wetland park. When on the water, you can safely approach the animals without disturbing them. This is a wonderful privilege to be immersed in nature and its animals in this way. You can see for yourself why this is one of the 7 natural wonders of Africa. The Mokoro is the local Setswana word for a traditional canoe. The area's first human inhabitants traversed these wild waterways using this kind of vessel. And today, you can still do the same. This is one of the top must-do experiences when coming here. As you glide over the clean, clear water, lay back and simply appreciate the ambience. Enjoy the tranquil waterways and spoil yourself with a magnificent tour of the Delta. Thank you for visiting today. We look forward to welcoming you in person someday. Botswana, our pride, your destination.
Africa is beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically, that's one of the most beautiful worlds you can ever immerse yourself in. The production was amazing. It was an amazing experience, both a learning curve, because of the constraints that we had and the vastness of it. It's such a huge place to cover. There are like 300,000 elephants there. The mileage that you need to cover in trying to capture this wildlife is just amazing. And I'd implore anyone out there in Africa to come and visit the Okavango Delta and and enjoy that. Now, how did you guys find it?
I'm speechless. Like, where's my passport? I need to.
Daniel, I hope I'll be seeing you soon in Botswana. Yeah.
Yeah, I was immersed.
Yeah. No, lovely. Thank you so much.
You guys did great, and yeah. Wow. So before we round up, I would like you all to share your thoughts on basically the metaverse and where you see Africa occupying that space in the future, and basically what you think the metaverse would do for the African continent. Daniel?
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Harumi. So I think the metaverse, I don't want to, I just want to share this thing, especially for an African talents like us working on this kind of XR space. This is not a new thing. We've been developing different contents, but the way we present it was in different aspects. It could be in AR, it could be in VR. We use different platforms, but this is where we can contribute all our contents to a community, especially Facebook. It's a great platform. There is also an upcoming platform like Niantic. They are announcing big chunk of money to AR development. So this is where those big companies are competing to dominate this world. So I don't think we have to get distracted. Instead, we need to focus on generating or just bringing all those talents to the world, especially to see ourselves fit to this kind of market. We've been doing this for the software development and every technical aspect for the previous maybe 5-10 years. That's what I know. I joined the modern software development as a team, but this is where we need to shift and focus on creating contents When I say contents, one thing that I missed to tell you is like we gamify things. Like there are different hardwares, there are those virtual worlds, but without the experience, without the interactions, without having some kind of gamification on top of those contents, it won't be that much attractive to the outside world. Because what I've seen when I visited France last year, especially on the Level Virtual Summit, they've been like working on a ton of projects, but
Hello?
Seems like we're losing
Yeah, I
Daniel
think
there.
Daniel has some network issues. Well, it's fine. It's fine. I think he'll be back.
Yes, no, he'll be back.
So Bella, your thoughts?
The metaverse is quite an interesting development that has come up into our lives, and it's a great opportunity for us to find out as Africans what we are doing to get ourselves ready for such for us to embrace such technologies. I mean, right now we're still looking at an economy like, for example, Botswana, where you find that most people don't have access to internet in as much as there is internet, but the devices allowing them to access, internet. Most users are using social bundles to access the internet, and if we don't change our policies as Africans in terms of how we connect, how we are connecting the African world, then we still are behind in the metaverse. We're still talking about 4G, 5G. As far as I'm concerned, the metaverse needs a powerful bandwidth in order for the exchange of information to happen. So we are still like what Daniel was saying, and he's saying we need to focus on what we're doing now. That is continue, our connectivity penetration in our countries. We need to educate and change, or rather impact the educational sector by inspiring these young kids to think about the metaverse. We're just having a meeting this morning, and we were telling our audience that it starts with the children. If we are able to bring that concept into the classroom, into these discussions, it then helps the child to embrace and feed their minds with this innovation, this possibility. And if we don't start at the kids, we might not be having enough mileage to actually bring about the metaverse. It's a good concept. I've seen some amazing work by these big tech giants, but are we allowing them to create the metaverse for us as Africans? And who is going to create the metaverse for us? Are we going to give them and seed all our IP, our information, our identity, and all these things? Who's going to be responsible for creating the metaverse? Those are some of the questions that we need to start asking now. So I feel like those are my thoughts at the moment about it. We need to create it, not allow these tech giants to continuously evade our space where we are a young and brilliant mind. Let's start teaching kids how to code. Let's start teaching kids about blockchain. Let's start having more interactions around, getting towards or preparing us towards the metaverse.
Great one. I love your focus and your attention on education, right? Even for us here in Nigeria, we are still trying to see how we can get the educational institutions to adopt XR, um, support schools and also teachers to use emerging technologies to teach, because the future is going digital, and most of our kids are still stuck in the blackboard or the whiteboard. We need to transform learning and see how we can digitize some of our culture, some of our identity, right, in the metaverse, right? Even if it's going to be built by some of the big companies, we also need to own that credit. We need to own that uniqueness that Africa has. And I believe with time we would have amazing content creators from the continent that would build something we can definitely call our own, right? But it's still not bad to support any global initiative or any global um, project currently underway. I think Daniel is ready. Yeah. So Daniel, sorry, your network was having issues. Yeah. So
Exit from the
your final thoughts, so we can round up.
Yeah, I mean, I was saying we need to focus on the talents instead of more into the technology, because the technology is already there and we can just approach anytime. There is Web3 coming in our ways, which is we are now shifting from the second version to the third one. Things will become decentralized. That's the whole concept going around everywhere. So I want to just say, for example, we've been sharing few things. Let me show you one thing, if possible. Um, can you see my screen out of me?
Not okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is one of the spiritual celebration, spiritual slash cultural celebration of Mescal. Basically, we say it's Damara. It's also inscribed in UNESCO. And what we prototyped here is it's like the actual replica of the cultural experience that you can do. And imagine having a social VR, and you can invite your friend from maybe US or Europe or any of the countries, like from any parts of the world, and you can celebrate with that person. So this is like one world, and we are trying to do those kind of experiments piece by piece for the metaverse, and contributing this kind of experiences to the African metaverse. So the one thing that I just agree with Bela, I guess, is we have to do we need to just give them everything that we have, or can we just contribute or make things by ourselves? So for that, we have to understand how the technology works. We don't have to rely on third party like platforms in general. So we need to have our own and African made products, and for that we need the talents. Yeah, that's what we are up to and struggling to achieve this kind of visions in general.
Yeah, I can relate, right? It all goes down to talent. We need everybody to jump into this deck as soon as possible. Jump in the right way. Don't just jump in and jump out, right? Jump in, be passionate about it, and follow through, right? And we believe with that would have some amazing projects, just like how Ahmed from Nigeria built a platform that you can build XR experiences with no code, right? Those are the kind of
I was
products
thinking that
and
it's
yeah,
amazing.
those are the kind of products and solutions we need from the continent, and to just show that we still have talents, right? We still have talents here that are doing amazing stuff, and I can't wait for the future of this tech, right? And see how we can contribute to building the infrastructure for the metaverse.
True.
It's time, right? We should wrap up the session. And I'm super glad you all joined this short and amazing session and shared your experiences, right? Just like I told Vela, we'll be having another call, a private call after this, and to see how we can
Yes.
work on a project that relates more on XR for arts, culture, and also heritage digitization across the entire African continent.
Amazing. I look forward to it. And one thing you should be aware is that the baskets and the authentic weaving was on high display when you followed Brand Botswana. Check them out, and you will see the cultural aspects that they're showcasing at the Dubai Expo, and you understand what we have, and you'd be excited to definitely jump on. But thank you so much, Ibrahim,
Thank you, man.
for hosting and for having us. Thank you so
Thank you so much.
much. Nice meeting you, Daniel. It was great
Nice.
hearing what you're doing in Ethiopia, and hopefully one day you'll receive me there.
Yeah,
Definitely.
hospitality is our one of our symbols. So definitely.
Great.
Amazing, amazing.
Ben is saying, Ben Oriapo is saying, Ben, I would love to be. Oh, he loves being here. Okay, sorry. So thank you so much, guys, for joining this session. I wish we had more time to showcase our more content, more experiences, but I believe we'll have another platform to do that very soon. So thank you so much for joining me on this, and see you all soon.
Thanks, Arun. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Cheers, Ibrahim.
Yeah, thank you. So thank you all for joining. It's been an amazing marathon of schedules and also sessions. And to round it up, we'll be having my amazing friend and brother, Matthew, who is an exceptional Unreal content developer, building amazing stuff for XR. Matthew will be sharing his thoughts on real-time interactive 3D and the African creative. We'll be starting in the next 3 minutes, so please hold on for us. Thank you so much.
What's the difference between augmented reality, virtual reality, and mixed reality? It is a range of experiences. On one hand, we have virtual reality, which is a total immersive experience where you put on a headset and you are disconnected from your environment. Everything you see and interact is a 3D generated object. And on the other hand, for augmented reality, you have a connection to your environment, like in HoloLens, and you have some extra information, maybe 3D or maybe audio information that's available to you, which is augmenting your reality. Also, we have mobile phone applications like Pokemon Go. You are looking through the glass of your phone and you're able to find 3D objects in the real world. And this whole range of experiences we call mixed reality. And short, it's called XR.